is amazing.
It's not a girl.
Yeah, a big head. Is it a mahi-mahi? And you caught it?
Yeah.
Well done. Hey. We're in French Polynesia in Tahiti, and in front of us is the lighthouse that Robert Louis Stevenson's father designed, and then here we've got a pirogue. Pirogues are the vessels which are like canoes, but they've got a little bit on the side to balance, and they're what the French Polynesian people use to get around from as far away as Hawaii to New Zealand. We're at Venus Point, and behind me are the some much older pirogues, little ones. But it's hard to imagine people using those vessels, which they did, to go all the way from Hawaii down to Marquesas, to have a slightly different design there apparently, and down to New Zealand, and that has kept that culture, the similarities in the culture, going and shared between the different nations. It's really quite amazing. This is Ted, our new crew member. What are you looking forward to most about your time on Little Walrus Around the World?
Well, I think being out of the marina in a lovely anchorage with wonderful scenery. That's what I'd like to see. And of course, getting into a routine on a long voyage, would be nice.
So we had a problem with the engine on Walrus, and that is that the raw water pump which pumped seawater coolant around the engine, developed to seeing this leak, and it needed a new seal. So first of all, we had the problem of getting a pulley off a shaft, which needed a puller, and we didn't have one. But secondly, we had the problem of getting a circlet out of the pump, and we didn't have the circlet pliers necessary for that. But largely due to Gerald's ingenuity, we've overcome both those problems, and we're now in the position where we can change the seal, and that will stop the leak, and we can use the engine, which is huge.
Currently flying main and foresail, and going only at 3.4 knots. There's a lot of flogging of that sail because the wind has dropped, and without the engine, which is now in pieces, we are completely dependent on the wind. So for those of you who've been tracking us on the YB tracker and seen us going around in circles, it's because we didn't have an engine, had to rely on the wind, and the wind dropped, and so we had no steerage. This is the beautiful blue of the Pacific, which, although we've got all that flogging, is still rather gorgeous. And it's a lovely sunny day. We've had rain for 3 days, so sunshine is gorgeous. Walrus has made it to Tonga, which is halfway around from Ramsgate, her home port. She's now at anchor in the harbour area of Nayafu, where we have gone through immigration, fueled up, and we're enjoying a few days. We're in Mango's Cafe at the moment. We'll be back here for the prize giving to see who's won the prizes. In the meantime, the engine's apart, and we're doing some fixing. And hopefully Walrus will be back up to scratch by the time we leave, which is the 9th or 10th, but probably 9th of June. Halfway around the world. Well done, Walrus. Walrus is in Tonga, and we've sailed her out, out to a beautiful islet off the main island, and she's over there. You can see her flags in the distance, and we're now walking along the shore of the island where we had a beach barbecue yesterday, and it's really beautiful. There's these amazing rainforest plants with wonderful trees, and we can hear birds, and I've seen a great big crab, but no wildlife, of course, because these were volcanoes. There's volcanic rock everywhere, all brittle and being worn away. There were no animals on them when they came up out of the ocean, and there are still no animals on them bar the domestic ones that the people here, particularly pigs, they've bred, and last night we had suckling pig and it was very good. I'm at Sleeping Giant Gardens in Fiji. I've left Walrus. Walrus is sailing to the Lau Islands, and I passed over the top of her in the plane, and now I've got a week off to go to New York, and this is an amazing garden in Fiji. Rex is my guide and he is a gardener here in this very, very beautiful and peaceful garden on the Sleeping Giant, which is a beautiful mountain range at the back of Nadi Bay. I can't even tell you how many greens there are. We've been seeing blues and now I'm seeing greens. It's very beautiful indeed. And the sound of that water, whoever designed this garden, wow, totally amazing. Still away from Walrus, and now in the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens in the Rose Garden with Roland and Caroline and little baby Marlowe. We are looking at pink roses. It's such a far cry from the South Pacific, but it is also really, really lovely to get a time out and to see my grandchild. This is Walrus on the 1st of July in Musket Cove, Fiji, and there is the most beautiful sunset. Really gorgeous still night. We're on Malolo Island, Fiji, in Musket Cove, and it is a most magic place. This is where Walrus is moored. It's on next to a little island that comes out from the main island. Just look at the colour of the water, and that's the view. I'm putting it into the sunshine, but the sunset is amazing there, and we'll have a look at that later. But it really is stunning. And the Fijian people are so genuinely open, warm, open-hearted, and always helpful. It's absolutely incredible here. And here's the Musket Cove Mai Tai, really fantastic. Thank you very much to all the lovely people at Musket Cove. Really had a great stay here, and Walrus is enjoying her time in the marina. Just about to start leg 5 from Fiji to Vanuatu, probably a 4-day crossing. I think about 420 miles, maybe 450. We're going to Port Resolution, which is a tiny port with special arrangements to check in there, made by the World Ark. Head's coiling ropes. I'm going to be doing that shortly, just to get us all neat and tidy. There are yachts coming out to see the start. Bye bye Musket Cove. So we're currently 56 miles from the island of Tanna in Vanuatu, having left Fiji. I'm a little bit sad about leaving Fiji. It was just such a wonderful place. The people were so nice. We had the opportunity to look a little bit around that larger island, Vitu Levu, and Walrus was safe and secure while her engine was getting sorted out. And then we had the most wonderful of time on the Isle of Malolo, Musket Cove, which was water's beautifully clear. People were just so warm and welcoming and hospitable. Let's see what Vanuatu holds. Meanwhile, it's quite rocky and rolly on this sea. Still on the Pacific, of course. This is an enormous ocean. Generally, it's a beautiful cobalt blue colour, really deep colour. The colour of the Halbergressi mugs, the colour of the Halbergressi line along Walrus's hull. We've currently got a holdout fossil, which was our favoured sail plan over the course of the Atlantic. It's stood us well over the night, and mainly we've made over 5 knots, but at the moment we're just lulled a bit. Currently we're doing, I think, 4.8, and the wind, we're trying to get slightly back on course. And the wind is doing 14 knots. It's just going up a little bit at the moment, but we need to get there tonight. There's a volcano tour tomorrow. Here we are. Walrus is approaching Vanuatu. It's the island of Tanna, and it's just coming up for sunset, so hopefully we get in there before dark. So ahead is the land, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's steam rising from an active volcano on the island of Tanna, which we're going to be visiting tomorrow. So really quite exciting. I think it'll probably be the only time on this entire circumnavigation where Walrus is ploughing her way, heading on across the seas towards an active volcano with steam coming out. Really very exciting indeed. Gerald taking it easy in the Port Resolution Yacht Club. He's sitting on a nice sofa that they've got here. It's really quite gorgeous. The flags are all around, and that's the view. And we all come here to get our money from the bank, and then you take a break while you count your money, and then off you go to the volcano. We're in an amazing village in the island of Tanna. Beautiful woven houses, and I've just spotted a little pigwig running past through this yard here. We're about to have lunch in this thatched house here. So I'm very excited to be here. We've already said hi to the school children and the school teacher, and they've learnt there are 200 children in the school, and they're needing a mobile phone. So we're going to see if anybody on board's got a mobile phone for them. Really lovely to see them all running around. Walrus has taken us to Tanna Island, and we've gone on a bumpy track, and we're currently right by the rim of Yasser volcano, which down there has got a lava blob that's about to go up and is rumbling. I don't know if you can hear it away to itself. It's a live volcano. We all had to sign our safety things before we came. It's pretty amazing. It's sunset here on Tanna Island, and wow, Walrus is giving us quite this experience.
My name is Weri, and I run and look after the yacht club. And the yacht club itself here is a community-run project.
Yes.
We're just managing. We used to have a few staffs in which we rotate them monthly within our tribes, within our communities. Each tribe had turned to help, but after COVID-19, where things had gone really mess up,
Yes.
and we only have few staff in which we, at the moment, use them to help.
So COVID-19 changed things in terms of how the tribes work together.
Yes, it has a lot of negative impact in terms of our situation here. But after COVID-19, we have a lot of problem with the domestic flight.
From
Villa to our island. So that's why we don't have a lot of customers. We only rely on people coming from the boat.
Wasa
mind, I'm just doing a tiny little film. That's it. Hi. Absolutely, looks brilliant. Wow, that's it. He's become a fisherman.
Welcome to my island.
Beautiful banyan tree, which is for the community on the Erromango Island in Vanuatu. We're now going down the river, which is down there where there's another part of their community. Lovely swim.
Absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've ever swum in natural fresh water, and it was lovely.
This is Dillon's Bay, or William's Bay as it's also known, after one of the missionaries who was eaten by the people who live here when they were still cannibals. They're not cannibals now, and we are visiting their yacht club.
We were colonized by British and French, and we have our independence in 1980. The British gave us the freedom. So now we are Vanuatu, people of Vanuatu. We have voted once the happiest place on earth. You can see people smiling. When the disaster strikes, people still smiling. We are resilient to our own strength, one people.